Hey Facebook, what's up? Hey Instagram, how's it going? Happy Saturday, July 14th. It's eclipse season. Are you ready? Get ready. Whether or not we're ready, it is here. Eclipse season is, for me, is always one of the most surreal kind of passages that we go through annually. And so I wanted to do a special video just specifically to talk about some things that are coming up for myself and for clients. I have to tell you, it's been crazy lately how many people are coming to me with the questions and the issues that I want to touch on in today's video. So this video is for you. If you are finding that, raise your hand, give me a thumbs up, give me a heart emoji if eclipse season already, as of what, like 2 days ago, we had that full moon, or the new moon and the partial solar eclipse. Then we have the lunar eclipse coming up in a couple of more weeks. But raise your hand if this has been sort of a crazy wild ride for you already this month. I know for me it has been insane. So that's what I want to talk about today. But real quick before we jump in, I just wanted to let you guys know that my mentorship program, I still have one spot available. Actually, I technically have 2 spots available because I have someone who's rolling off. We're just about done with her 7 weeks. And I'm telling you, this mentorship program is like my passion project. I love working with mentorship clients. It is so rewarding and so wonderful to be able to work with people in such a deep, intimate level over such a longer period of time, right? The mentorship program is 7 weeks, much more intensive. You get access to me pretty much 24/7. And it's a really, really powerful, transformative experience. And we get to walk together. I walk the path with you and go into all of those areas of your life that have been previously unexplored or avoided. And we create this beautiful, wonderful, amazing experience in collaboration with Spirit. And it is just, it knocks my socks off every single time. So if you are ready for the next level, if you are ready to answer the question of now what, what's next, if you are really ready to embody the fullness of who you are, to take it from an understanding, an intellectual, academic understanding of these spiritual concepts and really put them into practice within you, to embody them, to weave that information through your energy field and your DNA and your cells and really carry it with you. That's what this program is all about. It's all about moving from knowing about it, talking about it, and thinking about it, and actually living it, and being it, and becoming it. And it is phenomenal. I love this work. So hats off and much gratitude to my mentorship clients because you guys are amazing. So I'll put the link in the description for the mentorship program so you can check it out. There is a free 30-minute intake call that you can schedule, and that's the link that I'll put down there so that we can have a chance to have a conversation about whether or not it's the right time for that work for you, because it is a significant investment of time, money, and energy. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I do have 2 spots available, and now is a beautiful time to do it while we're in this transformative passage, because right now, between the eclipse that was just a couple of days ago and then the upcoming eclipse on the 29th, I believe, 27th, 28th, 29th, the end of the month. And then we have the Lionsgate portal, and then we have another eclipse, and then we have the equinox. So it's like bam, bam, bam. Now is a beautiful time to set ourselves up for this powerful passage of transformation that we are in. So on to the video about the eclipse. I entitled this Eclipse Season and Trust Issues because that in a lot of ways is kind of what's coming up, is how can we trust our experience? How can we trust ourselves? How can we trust ourselves within our experience? Because let's be honest, things right now are in a bit of a free fall. Things right now are a little bit wonky, and it's always a little bit wonky when it comes to eclipse season. I always think of eclipse season as like every day, every moment, almost every breath, and every time we blink our eyes, we are standing in front of a new set of choices and a new set of options. Stephanie Azaria, who does the Cosmic Path, she talks a lot about eclipse season as being like the sideways elevator, and you never really know like which timeline of your life you're going to get off on. And I love that idea because eclipse seasons are all about shifts. Eclipse seasons are all about revealing what is hidden, revealing what is ready to go. Eclipse season is all about it giving us an opportunity to really open up to some stuff that maybe we haven't wanted to look at, maybe we haven't been quite ready to access or able to access, or maybe we've just been avoiding it. Maybe it's stuff that we don't want to deal with. But here's what I know. Nobody gets off the hook when it comes to doing our work. Nobody gets a free pass when it comes to really getting right with ourselves and getting clear with ourselves. That's part of the deal. in a nutshell, to me, the fundamental experience of a spiritual life or being a spiritual being going through this physical experience, it's all about how can I live the highest expression, the deepest truth, the greatest joy. It is no longer about holding ourselves back. It is about jumping in and letting all that we are join us. It is about opening ourselves up so that the fullness of all that we are, past, present, future, multidimensional, concurrent experiences, past lives, other dimensional aspects of ourself, allowing all that we are to be present in whatever way, in whatever moment, and however that transpires, and allowing ourselves to show up in service of our life. This chapter of our journey isn't really about external stability. I have seen, it's been crazy to me, what the clients have been doing through mentorship and through my one-on-one sessions. It's crazy to me how many people have come to me and have said, Andrew, I feel like I'm spinning. I don't really know which end is up. I don't really know how to make sense. I feel lost. I feel stuck. I feel unsure. Raise your hand or give me a heart or a thumbs up if that is you. If you could raise your, and myself included, y'all, let me just be clear. I'm in the boat with you. So raise your hand if you have had that experience of like, which end is up and where am I and what's going on and I don't even know how to make sense of it anymore. It's not really about, right now, I know we are always so thirsty, hungry, desperate, anxious, eager for clarity. We always want an answer. We always want a label. We always want a box because that's the mind, right? But when we're living our life through the mind solely, we are not allowing ourselves to receive the fullness of all that is here for us. So much of our experience cannot be accessed through the rational, logical mind because we are moving and we are in now environments and landscapes energetically that we have not been in this lifetime, at least not consciously. So right now is not about finding level ground to stand on. Right now, it's about allowing ourselves to be in a bit of chaos and finding a way to be okay with that. Right now is about finding peace within the mess. And trust me, as a triple Virgo who loves mise en place, a place for everything and everything in its place, man, when things come to this place where it's falling apart and coming back together and falling apart and coming back together, and it just seems to be we're standing on shifting sand, it's really, really difficult. I get it. And it's almost like PTSD. We're like, oh my God, what next? When is it going to be over? But you know the answer to that. Girl, it's never over, right? We're infinite, eternal beings. We are always in a state of becoming. We are always in a state of evolving and expanding. So we can really get rid of this idea and this hope that it's ever going to be over. So what this is about right now is I find that much of what comes up for us with eclipse season, and especially this one that we're in right now, because it's super emotional, we're in Cancer, it's kind of about trust issues. It's kind of about trust issues and a lack of faith or a lack of trust in the universe or God or the angels or our experience or our life or whatever it is that we call it. That really, to me, is just a lack of faith or trust in ourselves. A lack of faith or trust in ourselves, and here's what I mean by that. Can I trust that the things that are falling away, the things that are asking to go, the things that seem to have been taken, the things that seem to have been misplaced or lost, can I trust that if something is being taken or if something is moving away from me, that I can let it? Can I trust that when something is for me, wild horses could not keep it away? And when something is not for me, there's no amount of strength or super glue or magnets or anything that will keep me close to it? Can I trust that there is value in every experience? Not whether it's good or bad, not whether it's right or wrong, not whether I'm a success or a failure, but is there value here? And the answer, I feel, is always yes. Otherwise, I wouldn't be experiencing it. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is wasted. Can I trust that when things don't seem to go the way I had hoped or that I had planned, that I am still capable of making it through? right? When we talk a lot about moving into the unknown and moving into the unexpected, what happens? 99% of us immediately go to the negative. Oh God, what's coming? What's happening? Oh my God, Andrew said the unexpected is coming. Oh my God, he said I'm in the unknown. What does that mean? Is it possible that the unknown can bring you something greater than what you have? Is it possible that moving outside of the comfort zone actually could be one of the most thrilling, rewarding, and fulfilling experiences of your life? Is it possible that the things that are rising up in your experience that challenge you or trigger you or push you to a place of feeling like your back's against the wall or you're afraid or, you know, what the fuck now, it just seems to be falling apart? Can you trust that oftentimes it takes these seemingly intense experiences to catalyze us into action? To catalyze us into making a claim, to catalyze us in rising up and saying, no, this is my power, this is my life, this is my choice, and this is what I came here to do, and to stand strong and firm and powerful in that. You know, we humans are funny creatures. And I get this, even good change can be fucking stressful. Hello, triple Virgo. So even good change, positive change can make us anxious. And oftentimes the only way we're ever willing to make that change is when we feel like our back is against the wall and we have no other choice. So oftentimes that is the kind of intense catalyst it takes for us to wake up. Can you trust? Here's the big one. Can you trust when things are going well? Can you trust that when what you want is arriving? Can you trust that when your desires are manifesting that it's going your way and it's not a trick and it's not a bait and switch and it's not a like, oh God, here we go. When is the other shoe going to drop? When is it going to fall apart? When is it going to, you know, this is that old religious programming. Don't get too comfortable or cocky or confident because God will strike you down. Don't get too happy because God's, you know what I mean? So can we trust? Can we trust our experience? Can we trust ourselves? Even when nothing out here seems to make sense, even when we are in this free fall eclipse season experience and I don't know which end is up, and the best I can do is to just be present within myself and find that connection, to almost shut all of this out and find that connection in here first and then reassess what's going on out here. When things seem stuck, when things feel like we're not, we don't get where's my money, where's my job, where's my relationship, where's my clarity, where's my sign, where's my this, right? We're always in this process of becoming and expanding, and we're always manifesting and creating, always. It's just a question of, is that creation and manifestation unconscious and by default, or is it happening consciously and deliberately? And that's another discussion for another day. But when we find ourselves stuck and we find ourselves, blocked or feeling like it's just not flowing, it's not coming to me, it's about shifting our focus from what we want and what we desire to what we are creating right now. Think about that. Oftentimes, without even knowing, we imprison ourselves, right? Let's say it's money. Where's my money? Oh my God, I don't have money. I'm broke. I'm really stressed out. Where's my money? So let me burn a money candle, or let me do a ritual, or let me do a mantra, or let me do a new moon, full moon, whatever moon thing. And we think that this is what will bring the money to me because it's out there, right? We're perpetuating this idea that it's out here. And I know it's a small distinction to make, but it's about saying, okay, yes, I need money. Yes, I want money. Yes, more money would be great. I can acknowledge that, but let me shift my focus from what I believe is out here that I'm trying to bring to me to what I am creating right now. And if I am approaching the subject of money with fear and anxiety and terror, that's a clue. That's a clue. It reminds me of this teaching that was coming through a lot last year about how the first step to manifesting something is to be able to love the desire for it just as much as you love the thing. So that when the subject of money comes up, even when I don't have any, and I find a way to love the desire, and I think, oh my God, it feels so good to think about money. I can't wait until my bank account is full again. I can't wait until all of my, my resources are here. I love when it feels like I have enough. So we find a way to shift ourselves from, oh my God, it's out here and I'm grasping and I'm reaching and I'm scrambling, to saying, okay, I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna focus on what am I creating right now? What are my thoughts about money? What are my beliefs about money, right? So it's about coming back to the moment. And we talk a lot about this, the idea of being in the now. It starts to sound like a platitude that's a little bit meaningless because we talk about it so often. But really, there is only now. And the idea of linear time, the idea of beginning, middle, and end from this 3D world experience, that's really only applicable when we're talking about the 3D Earth life. So when I shift my focus from it's out there and I'm waiting for it to linear time is just an illusion. Everything is only now. And what I want, what I require, what I desire is always accessed in here first. And I find the resonance of it now. I open up to it. I let the money, I let the feeling of abundance, I let the feeling of joy, I let the feeling of freedom or peace or whatever it is to open up within me. And if I can't find that, then start with gratitude. Gratitude is always the entry to these higher frequency feelings. So when I can find a way to be grateful or be at peace or at least be in surrender to what is present now, regardless of what it is. And you can say, but Andrew, I don't have any money and I need the money. All right, I get it. But let's start with loving the desire just as much as you say you will love having it. And that's a tricky one. But these are some powerful questions. Right? We're in this place and we have, let's be honest, we haven't been taught to trust each other. We've been taught these ideas of scarcity and lack are so deeply ingrained in who we are. This idea that there's a limited amount of stuff and if your piece of pie is bigger than mine, then somehow I got shafted and you got more than I did and that's not fair. Scarcity and lack are man-made creations, you guys. There is an infinite flow that we are all coming from, all connected to, and all have access to. It's just a matter of whether or not how clear is that connection? What have I been doing to really establish that connection? And am I willing to let the unknown be present? Am I willing in this eclipse season to let myself sort of free fall through it, knowing that when I can't find stability or connection out here, that it is always present in here. So even if I'm in a free fall, I can at least find the connection, then that allows me to watch. Oh, look at me free falling through my experience. Okay, there's that. Oh, there he goes. Oh, I remember her, right? So it's just about letting yourself be present within this little bit of this chaotic topsy-turvy moment. Some other really, really important questions for us to be asking right now. Are we really in alignment with what we truly desire? Do I say that I want something, but then my actions and my beliefs are really choosing another? Do I say that I want to be in a monogamous long-term relationship with a single partner, but in my mind and in my heart, maybe I really believe that monogamy isn't for me, or maybe I really believe that I don't need to be in a long-term relationship, or maybe I just don't want to be in a long-term relationship? But I have decided that I want to be in a long-term relationship because maybe that's the acceptable answer or that's the thing that I'm supposed to do, right? Are my desires really my desires, or am I desiring something that I've just been told I need to want? Am I desiring something that 20 years ago I just sort of locked into and said, yep, this is what I'm going to have, or this is what I'm going to go for, and I've never stopped to second guess it or question it or really reevaluate? Is that really what I want in my life? Are we choosing what we say we want? Maybe I say I want intimacy and I want to be vulnerable and I want to be connected to my emotional self and I want to be open-hearted. And I say that and I really, really desire it and I long for it. But then when it comes to allowing myself to be vulnerable or comes to having an open-hearted connection, I shut it down. This isn't an indictment of that. It's just these are the questions that we can ask. If what I want and what I have are so on opposite ends of the spectrum, that is a beautiful opportunity for me to reassess. Is what I say I want really what I want? And guess what? You have the right to change your mind every fucking 2 seconds if you want to. It's your life. And I say this all the time, only you know what truth feels like. So if what you want and what you're trying so hard to bring into form isn't something that's really what you want, then maybe it's a good thing it hasn't shown up. Maybe you're really kind of saving yourself at that higher level saying, Andrew down there, boots on the ground, Andrew says he wants this thing, but I know he doesn't really want it. Or my deep fundamental belief may not be aligned with what I say I want, so that points me in the direction of my work, to unravel some of those beliefs. Because maybe you really do want what you say you want. I'm not trying to gaslight you and say that what you want is crazy. All I'm saying is now is a beautiful time. Between now and the lunar eclipse that's coming up at the end of the month. The lunar eclipse is the longest lunar eclipse of the century. It's going to be an hour and a half of full lunar eclipse. So where we are from here until then, and even the Lionsgate portal on August 8th, and then moving towards the equinox in the fall solstice, I can never remember, but September 22nd. Between now and then, we are in a massive, massive corridor that supports us in such profound transformation when we're asking these questions and when we are taking action, because spirit meets us at the point of action. And I'm not saying it's not about going out there and taking action just for the sake of, being active, saying, look at me, spirit, I'm active. No, if you're not inspired, if it's not a joyful, true, honest, authentic expression, then don't do it, right? What I've been saying lately is if it's not a fuck yes, it's not a yes. If I'm not feeling, yes, hell yes, I want to do this, then I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to hold back. I'm going to wait for either the rest of that momentum to build and really guide me clearly towards that, or I'm going to see if maybe it starts to subside. And maybe it starts to soften and I go, yeah, actually, I didn't really want that. Give me a thumbs up or a heart or an emoji if this is sounding like stuff that's resonating for you. Are you in this place right now where you're asking these questions? Are you finding that suddenly the things that you used to want, maybe you don't want them anymore? Maybe you're questioning like, did I ever really want that? Or waking up in a relationship and going, who the hell is this person that I've been with for so long? And how did you get here? And why have I been allowing you to continue to show up? It's your life. You have the right to create who and what you are and what you want to be. It is your duty to yourself to find your truth, to plug into it, to anchor into it, and to honor it above all else. We are in this new landscape where it's a whole new game, and the mind keeps trying to imprint the old model, the old format, the old formula into this new world, and it just doesn't work. So I'm promising you, if we're only living life through the mind, if we're only willing to say, well, if I can't see it and taste it and touch it and smell it, if it doesn't make sense according to the things that I know, and if the laws of, physics and blah, 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 and thermodynamics, whatever, are you really going to continue to try to drag all of this old, outdated crap into this new higher frequency, higher vibrational experience, or are you going to show up and allow yourself to be shown what is here for you? Allow the fullness of all of you to join you in every moment so that you can just be present. The only thing that really seems to make sense right now is what is present right now, and I'm going to say it again, now is all there is. And I would even venture to say that the concept of linear time and the concept of the eternal infinite now are incompatible. At some point, we've got to say, all right, if I believe that linear time is an illusion and that it's not really real, then why am I still trying to live my life bound by it? If I really believe that I'm a powerful, infinite creator, it's important for me to ask, well, do my choices and my beliefs reflect those of one who knows themselves to be a powerful, infinite creator? We can never create above our lowest belief. You have heard me say this time and time again, and I will continue to say this until I have no voice. And then I will do it in sign language or I will write it. We never create above our lowest belief. I can desperately want to be in a relationship. But if there is a fundamental belief within me on some level, conscious or otherwise, that says, actually, love means suffering, relationships suck, you don't deserve to be in one, you can't be in one. Look at what happened to your mom and dad or the parents that you grew up with, and look how miserable they were. That's going to be you, right? If I have a conflicting belief that stands in opposition to my desire to be in a relationship, I've got some work to do. Because the space within my energy field that is reserved for my relationship is currently being held by a belief that I can't have one, or that I don't deserve one, or I'm not worthy, or it can never be. So I've got to decide, what am I willing to do? Am I going to sit and let this belief become my truth and say, well, I guess I can just never have it? Or am I going to go into that space and say, all right, belief, I'm putting you on notice because I really would love to be in a relationship, and there's some stuff in here that you need, there's some stuff in here that needs my time and my attention and my love and my compassion. But ultimately, it's about dismantling this belief, so you're on notice. What do you want me to know? Let's sit down and have a conversation. Let's do some work, because this space is reserved for my relationship, for my divine partnership. Or maybe you don't want a fucking relationship. This is a question I've been asking a lot lately. Do I really want to be in a relationship? For so long, I've been saying I would love to be in a relationship. I would love a husband. I would love a boyfriend. I would love a long-term partner. But lately, I've been questioning, do I really want that? Where did I get that idea? And when did I decide consciously that it's something that I really want? Or did I just let culture and media and all of this out here convince me that it should be something that I want? These are the questions. And the mind tries to bend itself into a pretzel trying to make sense of this, and how does it work, and if linear time and the eternal now, and all of these seemingly conflicting ideas and concepts. Let it fall away. Let it go. If something can be taken from you, it will be. So if it can be taken from you, let it be, because the only reason we are ever asked to give up something or let it go or go through the experience of loss is because we don't need it anymore. We don't require it for our experience. Now, the conflict comes when the mind says, but I need it, I want it. No, it cannot go. I need this. I am powerless without it. I am weak without it. I am incomplete without it. I am ineffective and ineffectual without it. So it's the mind that creates that conflict. The heart knows. The heart knows that if something is falling away, if something is disintegrating or moving out of my experience, that there is value to it. So this is not about fitting anything into a neat and tidy box. This is not about getting out your label baby junior and getting ready to make a label for everything, because it just doesn't fit that way anymore. This is divine destruction. This is beauty within chaos. This is allowing ourselves to watch it as it falls, so that we can then be really, really clear within ourselves. And when my beliefs and my actions and my desires line up, when what I need, when I can allow what I need to also be what I want, that's the trust thing. Can you trust that what is coming your way holds value for you, even if it looks nothing like what you thought it would? Are you creating a prison for yourself when you say, I will not be happy unless it looks like this, tastes like this, smells like this, feels like this, whatever? Right? We get so stuck on how we think it has to be. And we say, nope, there is this narrow of a window for me to be happy. And if it does not fit into this narrow window, then I can never be happy. An example I love is, we say, I want money. Okay, Spirit, I want money. I don't know why I'm focused on money lately, but I want money, Spirit. I think it's because all of us have, money issues at one point or another. But I want money, Spirit. I want my physical abundance. I want that material wealth. I want $20 million, and I'm going to win it through the Powerball. Okay, that's a great dream. Who wouldn't love $20 million? But by being so specific with it, I limit how it can possibly come to me. Right? How about, Spirit, I am ready to experience more financial abundance than I ever have, period. That opens up a myriad of ways. But if I'm so focused on the $20 million lottery ticket and I'm convinced that that's the only way it can happen, I've just narrowed the window of possibility to like this big, which isn't a lot. So I get it, this desire and this need to find stability and to find something to grasp onto and to find a level ground to stand on. But it never existed out here anyway. It only ever exists in here. And if I have not found stability and connection within myself, how am I ever going to recognize it out here? So many of us clamoring for love, saying we want love, I want to be loved, I want to be loving, I want to be in a loving relationship, I want love, I want love, I want love. Everyone deserves to be loved. And yet everyone has a different idea of what that feels like. We're asking for love, but do you even know what it feels like? And the only way the fundamental way to know what love feels like for us and to know what that truth feels like for us is to find it with ourselves first. I know it sounds corny, you say, Andrew, but I want a boyfriend, I want a husband, I want a wife or a girlfriend, and sitting at home and loving myself is just not the same. And I say, I know, but yeah, it is. Love always feels like love. And how would I even know what it feels like if I have not first begun to cultivate it within myself? How would I even know what abundance feels like if I have not started to cultivate it within myself? When I am able to find gratitude for the fact that I still have breath to breathe. Thank you. Let every breath be a thank you. So eclipse season is not going to make sense. Eclipse season is not going to be a neat and tidy package, but it's also not going to be all just trouble and, a shit show either. Eclipse season can be really, really freaking amazing. I'll give you really quick an example and then I got to go because I have a client. But I've been apartment hunting. I've been in LA for like 4 or 5 months and it was time for me to find my own place. And I was going to live with some friends, but their departure and arrival kept getting pushed. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to live on my own. I think it's really time for me to live on my own again. It's been a couple of years and I'm really ready for my own space. So of course, you say, okay, everybody, I put it on my social media. I'm looking for an apartment, blah, blah, blah. I get oh my God, girl, it's going to be so hard to find an apartment. I've been looking forever. Good luck. Oh my God, if you find anything, please let me know. I just all of these stories, how hard it was going to be. I never bought that. I never believed that. And perhaps it's because I have a history in my life of never having to really look that hard for an apartment. It's always like it's always the second or third place that I look at that I end up getting. So I did the thing. I got on Zillow, I got on Craigslist, I got on all the apps, and I was looking, and I was, looking at I looked at one place, I found all these other ones that I wanted. It was like this back and forth. And then one day I got a text from a friend who said, hey, my friend was just walking up over in this neighborhood over here. He was walking his dog and he found a woman who was putting a for rent sign in her front yard. They struck up a conversation. Long story short, he took a picture of the number. He texted it to me. I called her the next day. The next day she called me back. I went over to look at it. Gorgeous apartment. Absolutely fell in love with it. She tells me, I've got one other couple that's in running with you. They have perfect credit. They make amazing money. They have 2 incomes. It's, a no-brainer. And here I am with my recent Chapter 7 bankruptcy in 2016 with not a great credit score right now because I'm in the process of rebuilding it, with really spotty rental history because over the past year I've lived at a place an average of like every 4 to 5 months. So I've got like 3 or 4 addresses in the, so I did not look like the ideal tenant. I trusted. I said, okay, universe, I love this apartment. And if it is for me, it is for me, and I trust that there will not be anything that can keep it away if it is for me. For the next 2 days, I dropped off my application. For the next 2 days, I was getting texts and emails from my friends. Oh my God, she just called me. She was verifying your information. She was, checking your references, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting more and more excited. They keep telling me, she keeps saying it's down to you and one other person. Long story short, I got the apartment. In less than 7 days, you guys, I went from I need an apartment to I have an apartment, beating out some like superpower couple with apparently a lot of money and a lot of savings and a stellar credit rating. This is what I am talking about when we allow ourselves to fall into our experience and do not require a neat and tidy, stable package for it to be in, and we allow ourselves to be drawn forward by the life that we came here to live. You don't need to know what the work you came here to do is. The work that you came here to do already knows what it is, and on some level so do you, because you agreed to it before you came in. So get out of your own way and let it show you what it is. You don't need a plan. You are the plan. You are the plan. You are the infinite source in a human experience. You are the one that has already agreed to this experience. So everything that you need to know is already within you. And it is through our willingness to do our work and tap into those deep aspects of us and to go into those shadowy dark corners that we don't want to go into. The willingness to do that is what opens us up to the truth. Because the truth is hidden beneath all of those bullshit ideas and those bullshit stories and the wounds and the scars and the shame. I get it. It is real. It is real, but it does not have to be the rest of your life. You can heal it. You can shift it. You can transform it. And underneath all of that bullshit is the truth, is you. And it has been patiently waiting for you this entire time, and it will continue to. If it takes another 10,000 lifetimes, you will get there. But you don't have to. You don't have to wait another 10,000 lifetimes. But you gotta be willing to do the work, because nobody gets a free pass. That's why you're here. You wanted an experience that was commensurate with your abilities as a master creator, so you didn't want easy. You didn't want an equilibrium all of the time that's just flat and stasis. That would be so fucking boring. You can't hold a yoga pose forever. What kind of life would it be? So allow things to fall apart and be reformed. Allow things to come to you. Allow yourself to do the work that is calling you forward. Allow yourself to face the parts of yourself that you don't want to face, because they hold immense wisdom and power and light and truth. And if you can't do it alone, then come see me and I'll do it with you. So between now and the lunar eclipse at the end of the month, start asking those questions. Here's another one. Who are you without your struggle? Who are you without your pain? Who are you without your shame? These are really, really important questions to ask you guys. So there you go. Happy eclipse season. I'll put all the links down below in the description. Mastery Mentorship, how to book a session with me, all that good stuff. Remember, the first Friday of every month here in Los Angeles at the House of Intuition, I do the Sound Healing Circle. That will always be on their meetup page. It will also be on my Facebook, so I'll do that closer to August. Book a session with me. AndrewMartin.energy is my website. Go to Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube are all Andrew Martin Energy. Oh, and I am so close to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. Please subscribe, share, and like, because I am literally I think less than 400 people away from 10,000 subs, and I would love to reach that goal this year. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I love you. It is an honor and a privilege to have an amazing audience like you who show up and listen to me just talk and yammer and scream and shout and drop all the F-bombs. I love you guys. Happy eclipse season. Mwah! Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.